Okay.
Hostess.
I'm recording.
Okay, sweet. So good to be awesome. Okay, I'd like to give the idea that the Chumash and Tanakh makes it an absolute point that Sarat is not a disease. It's a spiritual disease. And I'd like to take the different places where this occurs, okay? So let's now read the Haftarah that we did not read yesterday. Sean, do you have that? Do you have that?
It's Melachim Bet.
With Melachim Bet, right? I guess Daphne and Yahuwah, you don't have a Chumash, right?
Yeah, we don't have one on, but we'll listen.
Okay. I could share. Do you want me to share it? Hold on, I'll show you guys.
You can do that?
Yep.
You could.
Can you see?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, wow. Wow. You can see that? Oh, great. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, Shanti, read V'na'aman. Start with the V'na'aman Saltzva.
Oh, and here's Ellie.
Ellie's there?
Yep, he's joining right now.
Well, I don't see him. Just a minute. Wait, 1 second. Hey, here's Ellie. Yeah, wait, he's. Oh, here's Ellie.
Hi.
Hi,
How? Oh, wait. You're on. You're in.
Yeah, do you see me?
Oh, because Shani admitted you. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, oh, okay. Now I see. It's wild. Now I see. Yes, I see. Okay, we're going to do the Haftarah that we did not read yesterday. Even the Chuslas we didn't read yesterday.
All right, should I read?
Yeah, I know. I don't see. Yeah, go ahead.
Naaman,
not Naaman.
ונעמן שר צבא מלך ארם היה איש גדול לפני אדוניו ונשוא פנים כי בו נתן השם תשועה לארם והאיש היה גיבור חיל מצורע.
Okay, so the word I want you to concentrate on is the word ish gadol.
Sorry, Saba?
Yes.
Is someone doing share screen? Because I don't see the psukim.
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen.
I don't see it. It just says click open Zoom meeting.
Hold on 1 second. You see now, Ellie?
1 second. Yeah, now I see it.
Okay.
It's amazing what you could do there. All right. Okay. So we're speaking about a man whose name is Naaman. He is the defense minister of Aram, which is Syria. And what was he? An Ish Gadol. Is that? Oh, Ellie, you didn't get my introduction. The introduction was that I think Tanakh is making an effort to show you that Sarat is not a physical disease. It's a disease by working out through a spiritual. It's a spiritual disease, so to speak. It's something in a person that creates that disease, and the only way to get rid of it is by the same system of doing a spiritual. Rather, you don't go to a dermatologist for this; you go to a Kohen for this. Beseda? Okay, so so this man, his name is Naaman, and he's described as Ish Gadol. Okay, Shans, go ahead.
וארם יצאו גדודים, ישבו מארץ ישראל.
ישבו.
וישבו מארץ ישראל נערה קטנה, ותהי לפני אשת נעמן.
So who is being described?
A young Israeli woman.
No. Nara. Ktana. This is an Ish Gadol. And who is there? And Nara Ktana. Okay?
Wait, sorry, where are we reading from?
Yesterday's Haftarah, the one that we did not read. The Haftarah of Tazriya, which we did not read. I'd like to concentrate to see how
it is. It's Melachim Bet, I see.
Yes. And there's a message in these things, not just happen to be Mitzorah, but there's a message that will tell us through the Haftarah what really the story is about. Okay?
Mhm.
So you have an Ish Gadol, and there is a Nara Ktana. But who is a Metzora?
ואיש גדול.
Ish Gadol. Okay. So she comes, what does she say?
ותאמר אל גבירתה, אכלי אדוני לפני הנביא אשר בשומרון, אז יאסוף אותו מצרעתו.
So she has a way to say, I have a way maybe that this Ish Gadol can get rid of his Metzorat. Okay. So let's skip a little bit of what happens here. Just to give you an idea, the king of Aram sends a letter to the king of Jews, cure my defense minister. And if you take a look, the king rents his my dermatologist. I can't do this. Okay, move on. Then Isha hears the Karam, and he says, no. Let him come to me. I'll cure him. Okay. So far. Now let's see that Pasuk. Yes.
Well, I don't understand. Why did Melech Yisrael rip his clothes?
Because he thought this was a means to start a war. If I said, if
I don't
I
understand
send
exactly.
you, the king, the Iranian sends a messenger to Saudi Arabia. Here's money. Cure my wife from cancer. I mean, there's no way the king can do that. So he figures that the reason he's doing that is an excuse to attack. And I'm giving you all this money, and I want you to cure my Naaman, and you're not doing it. So he corrects it because I don't want to. Don't have the soldiers to protect myself from the Syrians. Okay, Ellie?
Okay, yeah.
It's he thinks it's an excuse on the part of Aram to start a war. He's asking to cure a disease that obviously he can't. But what's his name? But Vayikishmoa Elisha Isha Elohim ki kara mezel bradav vayishlach el hamelech lemod lama karata begadecha. What is the point?
The same question as
This
me.
is not a regular disease. This is a disease of מצורע. Yavo elai v'yeda ki yesh navi b'Yisrael. Okay, you get it? Yeah. There's an underlying message here. The message is that there's the Ish Gadol, there's an Nara Ktana. So watch how this Ish Gadol comes. Vayavo Naaman, go ahead, Shansky.
ויבוא נעמן בסוסיו וברכבו.
בסוסיו וברכבו. He comes in with a whole bunch of stuff there. I mean, he's Ish Gadol, right? He comes with horses. רכבו, ויעמוד פתח הבית לאלישע. Okay? What does Elisha do?
וישלח אליו אלישע מלאך לאמור, הלוך ורחצת 7 פעמים בירדן, וישוב בשריך לך וטהר.
Is that the way? If the president of the United States comes to Israel, and Bibi sends a malach to tell him go take a dip in the Jordan River, is that the way to do it?
Doesn't seem like it.
I mean, when the president comes, the vice president, everybody comes to greet him. What does he send them? A second guy. Where do you think this is going? Ish Gadol, right? What's Naaman's response? Go ahead.
ויקצוף נעמן וילך ויאמר הנה אמרת אליי.
Gosh, what kind of insult it is! I'm the defense minister of Syria. ויאמר הנה אמרתי אליו יצא יצא, he'll come to me, and what will do?
ועמד וקרא בשם השם אלוהיו והניף ידו אל המקום ואסף המצורע.
Sure, there'll be a big state dinner, and everybody will come, and he will say, hoo, 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 and if the song will go, he'd make me go to the Jordan River. Watch this. Go ahead.
הלא טוב אמנה ופרפר נהרות דמשק מכל מימי ישראל, הלא רחץ בהם וטהרתי. ויפן וילך.
Before God, do you know where the Jordan River gets its water from? From Syria, Banyas, you know, all these places.
Mhm.
I got to come all the way down to Shomron for him to tell me to go and go into the Jordan River. My rivers are bigger than them, right?
Mhm.
Look at the terminology. Tov, isn't that part of that Ish Gadol? My rivers are better. My rivers are better than your rivers. Hello, Ish Gadol, right?
Mhm.
And he's angry. And what is Vayefan, Vayelech?
בחמאה.
He's angry, right? He feels insulted.
Butter.
Huh?
He ate some butter.
Oh, butter. Okay, chema. Okay. All right. We keep going.
אוקיי. ויגשו עבדיו וידברו אליו ויאמרו, אבי דבר גדול, הנביא דיבר אליך. הלא
Stop.
תעשה.
Davar what?
גדול.
Davar gadol. Watch this. This is beautiful. If you take it, just look at the symmetry that's going on here. Ish gadol. You're taking the words of Knarak Tanan, you're getting angry because there's a little river called Jordan, as opposed to your big rivers that are called in Amana and so on. Halo davar gadol hanavi. Maybe this Navi has something very big. Isn't it beautiful?
Mhm.
Watch this. Okay.
ולא תעשה
Go
אף
in,
כי אמר.
take a chance. Go into the river and say what happened. Right to hell. Go
וירד
ahead.
ויטבול בירדן 7 פעמים כדבר איש האלוהים, וישב בשרו כבשר נר קטון, ויטהר.
Whoa, what's going on? What's going on?
His skin becomes like a nar katan.
A baby skin. The baby, he's cured.
Mhm.
What's a nar?
A young man, a young boy.
Nar what? Nar what?
Katan.
Katan.
Katon. This is just an amazing story. If you don't even know if you don't know Hebrew, you just look gadol katan, gadol katan. This is Ish Gadol, who becomes a Metzora, and he's cured through an effort of a Nara Ktana. And he's cured through a small river in opposed to the big rivers, by the words of a Navi who speaks Davar Gadol. And when he finally becomes cured, he's like a Nar Katan. Of course, physically, it looks his skin is, but what is really happening to him? He finally understands that human beings are not Ish Gadol. That human beings are, in a sense, in a real sense of the word, they are Nar Katon. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu can make us into whatever we are. But you as a human being have to understand yourself that we are just humans. And if you consider yourself as Ish Gadol, you're Metzora. And how do you ultimately become un-Metzora, if you're such a word? If you see yourself as an Ish Katan or Tino Katan. And I think whatever the story is, it wasn't the story in Haftorah is not just a story, it happens to be Tazriya, Metzora, of the story of Metzora. But the message is that the whole story of Tzarat is a spiritual and is not a physical disease. So you see what goes on here. Besides the fact that it's a Metzora, but there is a message underneath that Tzarat is not a physical disease. Everybody so far so good?
Mhm.
Ahuva still there? Daphna?
Yeah, we're still
Yeah.
here.
I can't see. Okay,
You're
but
there.
now you should see some magnificent. You got to see this going on. This goes on even more interesting. Actually, if you have access to Tanakh, if you have access to Tanakh,
Mhm.
go to Divrei Hayamim. Go to Divrei Hayamim. Beautiful to see this. I mean, you see this all over time. Watch this. This is Divrei Hayamim Bet Perek Chafvav. Everybody has? And somebody has?
I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on.
It's Divrei Yamim Bet Perek Chavav. Please go to Pasuk Yud Aleph. It's amazing. It's an amazing story.
Yud Aleph.
Yeah, it's a good place to start. Uziyahu was a very, very strong king. Do you know the song by Yevon Uziyahu Migdalim Vayachazkem? Do you remember that story? Is that that song?
I don't know the song, but
No, Ellie, do you know that song?
No.
It used to be very popular. Vayiven Uziyahu Migdalim Birushalayim Vayachazkem Vayachazkem Vayibalim Vayiven Migdalim Migdalim. Uziyahu was a very strong king. Uziyahu actually took Eretz Israel all the way to Eilat, the way Shlomo did, all the way to the north.
wow.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
he was an amazing king. So, Shansky, go ahead.
Yud Aleph.
Yes, please.
ויהי לעוזיהו חיל עושה מלחמה יוצאי צבא לגדוד. מספר
Amazing, huge army. Yes.
מספר פקודתם ביד יעיאל הסופר ומעשהו השוטר על יד חנניהו משרי המלך.
There was huge. It was a police department. כל מספר ראשי אבות 2,600. Amazing. All right. שאנשי ועל ידם חיל צבא.
300,007,500 עושים מלחמה.
soldiers, כוח חיל. Okay.
לעזור למלך על האויב.
What did he do? ויחן להם עוזיהו, מגינים, רמחים, כובעים, שריונות, קשתות. He made a tremendous army out of this. Remember, they had tanks, the ancient world's tanks. Okay, you get the picture, everybody? Everybody still there?
Yeah.
I don't see anybody. I only see. Oh, whatever. Daphne, you still there?
Yeah, Doc is still here.
Okay.
Here.
Now watch this, and if you take a look, just get this feel for what kind of a king he is. He's got these huge armies, and if you take a look at Pasuk Tetvav, Shani.
ויעש בירושלים חשבונות מחשבת חושב, להיות על המגדלים ועל הפינות, לירור בחיצים ואבנים גדולות. ויצא שמו עד למרחוק, כי הפליא להעזר עד כי חזק.
He made towers and ballistic missiles. I mean, it was amazing what he was able to do. Now watch.
וכחזקתו גבה ליבו עד להשחית.
Oh, as he got stronger and stronger, gava libo. What does gava libo mean?
He got greedy.
He became haughty.
Became haughty. Go
one.
ahead.
וימעל בהשם אלוהיו. ויבוא אליך להשם. What?
Go ahead. ויבוא אליך להשם. To do what?
להקטיר את מזבח הקטורת.
What does he want to do now? What does he want to do? What does he want to do?
Become the Kohen.
Yeah, exactly. He's a Kohen Gadol now. He's beside. He's great. He's got the whole universe. Everybody. He's a strong man. And what does he want to do now? He's going into the Hechal to bring Ketoret, which means who is he? He wants to be Kohen Gadol, right? Watch this, unbelievable. Go ahead.
ויבואו אחריו עזריהו הכהן ועמו כהנים להשם 80 בני חיל. ויעמדו על עוזיהו המלך ויאמרו לו, לא לך עוזיהו להקטיר להשם כי לכהנים בני אהרון המקודשים להקטיר. צא מן המקדש כי מעלת ולא לך לכבוד מהשם אלוהים.
What's going on? The Kohanim say, you're not a Kohen. You're from Melech Israel. You're from David. It's not your business to be a Ketoret, right? What is his answer?
ויזעף עוזיהו בידו מקטרת להקטיר, ובזעפו עם הכהנים.
So what is his response?
He gets angry.
He gets angry. This is the great king. You're telling me what to do? Watch this.
והצרת זרחה במצחו לפני הכהנים בבית השם, מעל למזבח הקטורת.
Wow, what happens to his forehead?
צרת.
What happened to his forehead? Sarat.
Yeah, Sarah.
Now, wait. The irony is unbelievable. Who is going to say whether he's a tzarat? Who's the only one who's empowered to say whether a person is
The
tzarat?
Kohen.
The Kohanim. Now he is in the Torah. Watch this.
ויפן אליו עזריהו כהן הראש וכל הכהנים, והנהו מצורע במצחו. ויבהילו.
What is the halacha of a Mitzorah? He's got to leave. He's got to leave he's got to be out of Machaneh. Certainly can't be in the Mesa Mikdash. Go ahead.
וגם הוא נדחף לצאת כנגעו השם.
They got him out. Keep going.
ויהי עוזיהו המלך מצורע עד יום מותו, וישב בית החפשית מצורע כי נגזר מבית
Hashem. Unbelievable. I mean, if you take a look at the stories, this tzarat is not a physical tzarat. You trying to be a Kohen, you're going to be sitting, and you know where he ended up being a king? Anybody know?
Where he ended up being king?
Yeah, in Har HaZeitim. You can still see the house where he slept, where he spent his life. Because he had to be out of Yerushalayim. And if you take Har HaZeitim, there's this place where there's really, so Uziyahu, the great king, isn't that similar to the story of Naaman Ish Gadol? I mean, it's an unbelievable story. And now we'll do one more thing, and then we'll let everybody go out of the airport. Watch this. I want everybody to go, if you don't mind, and whoever's got access, to Bamidbar, Perek Yudbet.
Bamidbar Yudbet.
Bamidbar Perek Yudbet.
Here, I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, the famous story.
Huh?
The famous story.
But there's a very interesting story about the story. Go ahead.
Should I read?
Please, yeah. I can't see. I know who's still with us. But I guess everybody's still here there?
Everyone's still here, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Ellie, you want to read it?
Sure. ותדבר מרים באהרון במשה על אודות האישה הכושית אשר לקח, כי אישה כושית לקח. ויאמרו, רק אך במשה דיבר השם? הלא גם בנו דיבר, וישמע השם. והאיש משה עניו...
What's going on here? What did Miriam say?
That Moshe married a Cushite lady.
Okay. Whether that's Tzipporah, it's irrelevant. Whatever it is that he did, she was not happy with that. Now, do you think she was angry at him?
No, if anything, she was like concerned about him. Like she was
concerned about him. But what should she have done? She speaks now to Aaron. Who should she speak to? Who should she have spoken to?
Moshe.
Moshe. You can't. This is not a vicious thing. It's, God forbid, not vicious. But you don't go around telling somebody else about somebody else. If you've got something to say it directly. Vayishma Hashem. Okay? And he goes, and Hashem goes and says, he gives a whole thing, Lochan Avdi Moshe, Madua, the Pasuk Chet, Shansh.
Which Pasuk? Chet?
Eliyah.
Chet?
Describes that Moshe Rabbeinu is not like everybody else. Go ahead.
פה אל פה אדבר בו, ומראה ולא בחידות, ותמונת השם יביט.
You can't compare your connection with God and Moshe. He sees God, he's okay. Umadua, go ahead.
מדוע לא יראתם לדבר בעבדי במשה?
Vayecharaf Hashem.
ויחרף השם בם וילך.
Now what?
והענן שר מעל האוהל, והנה מרים מצורעת כשלג. ויפן אהרון אל מרים, והנה מצורעת.
Now watch, this is very interesting. Just to give you a background, Onkelos always translate the word Metzora, Segira, Mesugar. You are basically, and you are imprisoned, so to speak.
Mhm.
Okay?
Okay.
Everybody still there?
Yeah.
Yup.
Now watch Onkelos in this particular piece. It's Pasuk Yud. Onkelos. Who wants to read that?
Hold on 1 minute. I'm just going to open it up.
Unbelievable Onkelos.
Now, but it's also interesting that in each story, someone gets upset.
Oh yeah, right. Good. Okay.
Pasuk
Good.
Yud.
I didn't think about it. That's interesting. Yeah, okay.
Ellie or
Watch
Julie, want to read it?
I could read it.
Okay, go.
It's a little
1
hard.
second. I just need a wait. Which part am I reading for? Like the top
Yud.
part?
Onkelos Pasuk Yud.
Oh, Yud. Okay, 1 second. Okay. The anina astalak me alav alivo.
Malvei Mishkada.
Shana.
Hanak Istalek from the Mishkan.
Veha Miriam chavara kitalga.
What does Chiver mean?
Pale.
Pale. She's pale. Ketalga. Tafishin Mitchosot. Pale like
Peleg.
white as yeah. So how does Onkelos translate the word Metzorat?
Sheleg.
Yeah, like
Fine.
as like
Miriam Chavra Ketalga. Beseder?
okay, yeah.
Keep going.
Yat Pene Aharon Lavot Miriam the Haskira.
How does he translate the word Hine Metzorat?
Askira.
Onkelos translates the words differently. The first one is Metzorat is a chivra kasheleg. She's white as snow. Vayifin alme v'hinei Metzorat segira. Remember, Onkelos invariably use the word for Metzora segira. Why did Onkelos
Stop it. Maybe he was
words?
just explaining what the tsaras looked like.
Keep going.
Okay. Wait, I
You're
realized.
untrue, but go and finish up.
Okay. Ayomer Aaron.
Who is the only one who can make a person a segira, as opposed to being having a disease which is white like snow?
Cohen.
The Cohen. Read the pasuk one more time now, and think about how Onkelos does it. Watch it. Read again the pasuk itself. But
Pasuk Yud.
Miriam Metzorat kashelet. She is white as snow.
Oh,
She's
but they
not
can't
Torah
say.
yet. Vayifen Aaron and Miriam. Aaron is the one who looks at her and he says, "Oh my gosh, you are Metzora. Ve'inei Segira." An amazing Onkelos. I mean, most people don't realize the difference, but Onkelos makes it a point. I want you to understand Tsarat is not a disease. A dermatologist could have looked at Miriam and said, "Yes, your skin is white as snow." It's only Aaron, the Cohen, who can say Hinei Metzorat. Okay? Once it's Metzorat, now go Pasuk Yud Gimel.
ויצעק משה אל השם לאמור, אל נא רפא נא לה.
I'm not going to a dermatologist for this disease. Once she is considered a Metzora, look at the difference. She starts out white as snow, it says, Chivra Ketalga. Vayifin Aaron, he calls her Metzora. Now I understand this whole disease. Now, Moshe can ask Hashem, El na refa na la. It's an amazing story. I think you see a complete message on the part throughout Tanakh. that tzaraat is not a disease of dermatology, it's a disease of spirit.
Mhm.
Very
Interesting.
nice, Sobs. Very
Gorgeous,
interesting.
amazing. It's
Yeah.
an amazing story. Yeah, it gives you an insight into. There's a message in all of these things. An interesting thing also is, it's so beautiful to see this. Moshe Rabbeinu does not ask God L'fan Allah till she's called a Mitzorat.
Mhm.
When you're dealing with a disease that's a spiritual disease, you have to go to God.
Interesting. Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Saba.
It's a nice way. It's a nice way to start, to finish this year. El na L'fan Allah. Merkadosh Baruch Hu give refuah to everybody in the whole world who needs refuah today.
Amen.
Amen.
Anybody
Thank you,
want to add?
Saba. It's very interesting. Thank you,
Uh-huh.
Saba.
It's nice, no? Yeah, Memon.
Yeah, Saba, I think it's interesting because one of my rabbis was giving a little of our Torah about how in Parshat מצורע it says like you can't, it says like kin nega, that a person says like about themselves when they have zeros, if they like see it, and you're not allowed to say like, oh, I have the nega, you can only say kan nega. So it's interesting because you really do need the kohen, and it shows a sense of like humility on your part.
It looks like it's a lot, but I can't make the diagnosis.
Yeah.
יפה. יפה מאוד, שבוע טוב.
Thank you, Saba.
It's time